I did actually come up with some things that I feel are qualities that I feel men find irresistible in women. I gave it some thought, kind of took different things from different people, different people that I follow, just advice and just my own personal, from my personal point of view, things that were communicated to me at some time or another, about how men feel about women. So, and I'm open to, suggestions and clarity. And of course, I'm a woman, so I have to look at this from a male perspective. And I guess that part of that is, also the counselor in me too, because I do have to understand men to be a counselor. Um, so, anyway, I think probably the most important, or if not one of the top five most important qualities that men find irresistible in a woman would be respect. If she's respectful, um, I think this goes back to a book that I read, probably about 15 years ago, something like that. Um, uh, His Needs, Her Needs is the name of the book. And I think it's by Shanti Feldhahn, but I don't know for sure if that's one of her books. So I'd have to look into it. But anyway, it's been quite a while since I've read that book. But respectfulness publicly, um, and one thing that, and I think I've mentioned this before, but one thing that really gets under my skin is like if I'm in a public place, like at a store or something like that, and I cringe when this happens. Like, I don't care what the relationship looks like, you know, and especially if he is, hasn't done anything that I could see that to provoke this. But if a woman is completely disrespectful to her significant other in public, um, that it just rubs me the wrong way because, for one, I know that men really look for respect, especially in public. If you have any quarrels going on or you're upset about something, take it private. Don't be a fool in public and around other people and disrespectful to one another. And I think it's very important for a man to be respected. Um, and also, even in private, when it's just you two together, just being respectful in your dialogue and your just general respect is very important. And then of course behind his back, always defend him when he's not around. Like, that is super important. um, don't let other people talk bad about him or degrade him or anything like that. um, he may not even know about it, and it doesn't matter if he does or not. The point is, in your heart, in your subconscious, just be respectful. I mean, and it's kind of similar to a woman feeling safe. If you kind of look at it in that context, they kind of go hand in hand. So respect is very, it's a vital part of being the woman in his life. Um, and I think number two is appreciation. You know, I think that a man, it's natural for a man who cares about a woman to give to her, to make sacrifices for her, to, you know, be emotionally available for her, give her things, meet her needs if she needs something, and then to be helpful in different areas of her life that she needs help with. Um, and I just wanted to add this because, You know, it's amazing to have somebody willing to do these things, and equally amazing to genuinely appreciate them as well. So, ladies, if he's doing things for you, even little things, you know, and it's that some of those little things are not so little. You know, when you're comparing them to other, you know, to men in general, you know, there has to be a point where we come as a society to try to bring back some of the old ways. I mean, come on. You know, women are overly independent because they can't rely on men, and men are scared now because they do one little thing wrong and you're, you know, going crazy on them. And it's appreciation goes a long way, and it helps build trust too, and it makes him want to do more. You know, when you are really appreciating the things that he does, even opening a door, like, you know, I like to be the one to believe that chivalry is not dead, that there are still gentlemen out there. And I purposefully, you know, thank men who, like, open my door for me, open a door at the store, keep it open for me or whatnot. That, you know, showing appreciation to your man who does things for you goes a long way. And it builds trust. And closeness. The more you show him that you are thankful for the things that he does, the more he's going to want to do them. So number 2, appreciation. Number 3, I believe, submissiveness. I think, you know, a woman who's submissive is a woman who trusts completely. You know, and this is kind of like a thin line here, because if a woman becomes submissive with you, she is completely vulnerable and trusts you. She's soft, she's in her feminine, and it takes a significant trust for her to get to this point. And I know that a man finds that attractive, of course. You know, it's a very feminine quality, but, you know, you have to be patient in this area too, especially if you're starting to get to know her and you haven't been together long. You know, it might take some time for her to be completely submissive, you know, and it takes building trust with her as well. I mean, that's huge, because to be completely vulnerable is to be submissive. As long as you don't hurt her and you respect boundaries that she's placed, especially when it comes to sex. You know, some women aren't comfortable doing certain things, and some women will be comfortable doing certain things when they reach a certain point in the relationship. But, you know, submissiveness, ladies, give a little bit each time he builds trust. You build trust in him for something. You know, let your wall down with that area. If you see that he's, you know, he's giving to you, it's a give and take. He gives, you give, and you just, it's back and forth. So, you know, and it goes along with the safety too. You know, if he makes you feel safe genuinely, then it's okay to let those walls down. Submissiveness is very multifaceted. There's so many aspects to being submissive. You know, that's, you know, it shows different sides of femininity. The softness, the willingness to be completely surrender, both sexually, both like going back to the qualities that women look for, is the ability to lead. You know, you have dominance, which is more of a masculine attribute, and then you have submissiveness, which is more of the feminine. And it's beautiful when those two things can come together and the trust is built, because that's ultimately what it comes down to, is the trust. You know, do I trust him with boundaries that I've already communicated, because that's important, communication. Do I trust him with these boundaries, and allowing him to be dominant and for me to be submissive? But getting back to, this is a quality, this is a quality that men find irresistible, I think, is a woman who's submissive. And then number 4, I think, is a man finds irresistible when a woman cares for herself. And that's just not, to me, not speaking about like self-care, things like that. It's, kindness. It shows a lot of somebody, it shows a lot about somebody and how they treat other people and their children. If you're constantly yelling at your kids and cussing them out, to me, a real man, that would turn him off. Of course, single moms, we're going to get loud with our kids, but even in all my, singleness and raising 3 children that are very close in age, and you can imagine 2 boys that are 16 months apart, what it was like growing up with them, or with them growing up, still showing kindness. It's, to me, it's attractive for both men and women. And then, of course, self-care. But really, caring for herself also looks like being confident, knowing the woman that you are, really knowing her and being able to express that. Just overall a happy woman. For me, or to me, a man would find that irresistible. A woman who just is happy and is genuine. And it kind of leads me to this next one, and that's authenticity. For the most part, I think men are really, they're more authentic when you first meet them than women are. A lot of times women have more walls built because they're more of an emotional creature than the men are. So once they're, they've been hurt emotionally, it's hard for them to be authentic at first, because they're really guarded. So I think a man would find an authentic woman attractive, especially nowadays in the world of like plasticness and, women, fakeness in women, just following society and what a woman should be and how she should look. It's attractive for a man to find a woman who's authentic and is in her core and down to earth and just really, hey, I don't mean in a world of plastic in a bad way. I think it's more of like a fake thing. I think mature man is looking for someone who's really her core self and authentic and can be herself in every aspect of her life. I can dress up really nice. I'm just saying, this is an example. I can dress up nice to go out. I can dress up nice to go to work. But when I'm at home, this is what you get, sweats and no makeup. I mean, and men are that's attractive. We can still be our authentic self when we look our best. Some women like to wear a lot of makeup, and that's okay. If that's what makes them happy and authentic, then great. So I think just being your authentic self and being presentable and just being down to earth or your bubbly self. Some people are really bubbly happy, and that's can be attractive too, as long as it's authentic. So anyway, let's go through all 5. So I said number 1 would be respectful, kind of similar to women feeling safe. A man being respected. That's super important. And I just know that from my studies and just things I've read. Like, that's number 1. Appreciation. If he does things for you, appreciate it. Don't take it for granted. Be grateful. I love you guys too. Be safe. My son's leaving. And then appreciation for the things that he does. I mean, or I think I already said that. Oops. But just being appreciative. And then submissiveness. You know, if she trusts you to be dominant and respect her boundaries, that's different than being a dominant jerk and doing what you want to do. Just like her submissiveness, the more she's submissive, the more she trusts you. Okay, so dominance does not necessarily mean control. It does not mean control. To be a mature, dominant man is to know her boundaries, communicate it, let her know, you know, if something doesn't feel right, then let you know that it doesn't, and then stopping, you know, talking sexually, and then just being submissive and being in her feminine. She trusts you when she's able to do that, and then cares for herself. You know, she's confident and happy in general. She cares about herself, her well-being, her health, she's kind to others. And then number 5, being authenticity. Being yourself no matter what that is. Being able to show who you are, who the core of you as a person to him. And you know, guys, all of these lead, I mean, the main point in all of this, and my video is 17 minutes long, so I'm going to hurry up, is the trust that you build with each other. It comes down to, if you look at all of these, on both for men and women on the last video I did, the main theme is trust. Once the trust is built, that's pretty much what I mean, you know, the relationship is in a good place. So anyway, let me get off here for it's really super long, and have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow.